making noise, talking about pro wrestling on the podcast. Big up boys, big loony guys, we be throwing down the rhymes, kicking it live, representing the Lone Star State every damn time. We got strong.
And we are back. Burr, 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 burr. Welcome to the Ring Rundown podcast. How's it going, big dog?
We are legendary
number 30,
man.
Yeah.
We are round number 30. I didn't ever think we would get this far, man. How about you?
Oh yeah, it's been a long time, bro. We've been doing this, running our mouths about wrestling into microphones. Two
Almost
fat
a
guys
year
looking
now.
at each other through a little window. Oh yeah,
Almost a year
It's been
now.
Yeah, it's been almost a year.
Yeah, almost a year.
Not bad, but there's other podcasts that fall apart a lot quicker. But yeah, man. So how's everything been going?
Thank everybody first. We just want to thank everybody who stuck with us and who clicks on our videos to watch to watch our content and sharing it out there. We appreciate. We couldn't be here without you guys, so thank you. So yes, our hearts go out to you.
Love you guys. But so how's it been going?
It's been a crazy work day, man. It's just
Today was not as bad as yesterday for me.
for me it was.
Today was still pretty bad, but it wasn't.
It was
as
almost
bad.
like we had a flip on our days.
Yeah, I didn't get done till like 6:15 yesterday. I was just signing forms, dude. We got a big move going on in my company, so. But good news is I won't have to go to North Carolina until next week. They forgot the guy that was shipping the parts. I had to move the appointment up because they all of a sudden had to do inventory before shipping so I'm like, okay, so I had to hurry up, cancel flight, cancel.
Did you get money back on those cancellations?
No, I got a credit, and because I'm have to use it anyway for this next flight.
Next week, huh?
Yeah, so it doesn't make no difference. So a little update for you. No, I want to ask you for an update. We haven't gotten an update on your weight loss journey in a little while. Is it still going good?
Still going good. Kind of plateaued over the winter, so I wasn't losing as much. But when I weighed myself last week, I was at 352 and a half, man. So
you doing it, bro. You schooling it.
I'm creeping to that 350, dude. I haven't been 350 in almost 9 years, dude. So
that's wonderful, man. I bet that's a good feeling when you see the results, because you're not going to see him at first, but when you finally do see him, no better feeling. But yeah, so we can't waste time today.
No, we got some things we got to take care of later on tonight, personal life. So let's get into it,
Let's
man.
get into it with that Rumble recap.
The Rumble recap. So, were you able to catch the Rumble?
Yeah, I watched every match. I sat there.
All four
You
matches.
ruined one. You ruined one match for me. Like I was about to start watching, and then you ruined like the first two female superstars were making their way to the ring, and then you go, I'm like, fuck, dude. But it's okay.
Well,
it's all good.
I mean, rumors were circulating as to who this person was going to be that was going to be making a return, and it was almost kind of given, as in the past, whenever this certain individual is in the Women's Rumble, it's almost a guarantee that she's going to win. And that person happens to be a returning Charlotte Flair.
So I'll say this real quick. I was wrong. All my predictions were wrong for the whole, except for the Cody and Kevin match. Even for the UFC. That's why I started late, because I watched the UFC before, because I forgot it was in Saudi Arabia. And I was trying to catch up, watch the UFC. Then that every pick of mine was wrong from the UFC across the Royal Rumble, except for the Cody and Kevin Owens match. So that was
good. I mean, that was going to be a given, anyways. But yes, we have Charlotte Flair returning. Not only that, but we also had a couple other returns during the Women's Rumble match as well too. We had a returning Alexa Bliss.
Awesome.
Did you see her little Fiend tribute to Bray Wyatt?
I did catch that. That was pretty cool.
Her jacket,
yeah,
as well. Did you see what that said?
I did not see what it said. No.
So it had Fiend, but then in the Fiend word, it was like someone wrote in an R and S for life or forever, something like that.
That's
So
pretty awesome.
kind of both. And then of course she had her Lily doll with her. Not only that, we also had Jordan Grace make her official WWE debut in the Rumble.
We
Trish
had
Stratus was a surprise entrance,
Nikki Bella,
as well as the number 30 entrant of Nikki Bella.
She looked good. She looked really like in shape, dude. She looked like she has been hitting the gym, son. She looked really good.
Oh, she had to work out all that aggression due to her ex-husband. So you know.
Yeah. Oh, that is true. Yeah, I didn't correlate that. But she looked great. She did.
Mm-hmm. A few botches during the Women's Rumble match, but it's a given, especially that massive outside spot where you had like 9 of the female wrestlers on the apron, and that caused a little bit of an issue. But yes, Charlotte Flair has returned. She is your winner of the 2025 Royal Rumble and will be heading on to WrestleMania. Who do you think she's going to challenge? She's got her choice between Tiffy Time, Rhea Ripley, or even Julia in NXT.
Ripley. It's going to be Ripley.
That's what my thought is going to be as well too.
Ripley. For sure. That's what we're going to have. More than positive. That'll be the second time, right?
Apparently on Monday Night Raw last night, she got booed the heck out of the building. She got Hulk Hogan on Raw Netflix debut.
Damn. Why? I can't imagine. I mean, I do kind of. That's something I was like, how many times is she going to come back in a main event Mania?
Exactly. That's
how many
exactly
times? Take a chance on somebody else. She's great. It is deserved. She's great in the ring. She's great. She has charisma, but it's like, try something else. Y'all get somebody else.
She does not constantly need to have a title put around her waist.
Oh man, that's the way I feel. In the main event of Mania, what is this? Her 6th time?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's around like 6 at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Take a chance, man. Take a chance.
Let's see what else we got here. DIY ended up retaining over Motor City Machine Guns due to interference from Street Profits, first attacking Motor City and then attacking DIY, which makes sense because Street Profits want to be the ones to take the titles off of DIY. So that's kind of common psychological playbook is if you get taken out by somebody, because Street Profits, I believe, were taken out by DIY, and even though Motor City was gunning for the tag titles, Street Profits want to be the ones to beat DIY for those tag titles. So
you know what I want to see? I think would be a good idea for this, either at Elimination Chamber or at Mania, because it would be great at Mania. Bring back the good old-fashioned triangle ladder match. Remember?
The good old TLC match?
The good old TLC triangle tables, ladders, chair. Remember the Hardys, the Dudleys,
and Edge and Christian?
Do that with these guys.
WrestleMania 16 was that. I believe that was 2000 when that was.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea for this to end.
Mm-hmm. And then of course we had our ladder match for the Universal title, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Dude, did you see that sick
bump
Alabama slam?
Ooh, bro, I cringed. My little nephew called me, man, he hit hard. Like afterward. Dang, I was so worried, but luckily he hit more back here than he did. He didn't hit his head, thank God. He took most of it on his upper back instead of his head, and he kind of flopped his head. So he tucked his chin real good. Because bruh, if he wouldn't have tucked his chin correctly or let it slip back, he would have been out. Like he would have been out with a concussion,
broken neck, something.
Yeah, because that was rough. But I mean, back in the Steen days, if y'all guys don't know what that is, before he was Owens, he was Steen. He was taking those kinds of bumps on a weekly basis.
Ring of Honor, and on the Indies.
Yeah, pro PWG, all of that. He was doing that on a weekly basis. So, I mean, he couldn't have picked a better guy for it.
Finally, on to our men's Rumble match. Are you ready? Are you about to?
Yeet! 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 Yeet!
Yeah.
Yeet! I'm not a big fan.
Jey Uso.
I'm not a big fan.
Jey Uso has won your 2025 men's Royal Rumble match and will be going on to WrestleMania. My feeling is
it was a good surprise.
I was as well too.
It was a good surprise.
Not expecting that.
I
was not expecting that.
I'm not really a fan of him. I don't know why. I think he has great crowd and stuff like that, but he's kind of mid to me. But I love his crowd participation, and he gets the crowd going. I love that, and that's probably one of the most important things. But I just find him kind of mid. But that's just my personal preference.
No, I understand. My question is, I got a question for you? Did Penta's feet touch?
They did. They freaking did. They did. I said it because me and my wife were watching it, and she goes, his feet. I'm like, his feet touched. It was like, and then the announcer's like, it was only 1 foot. Yep, it was only 1 foot. No, his feet.
And the
touched.
refs had to play it off, and that's the part that makes me mad about WWE is they tell you don't believe what you just saw with your eyes. Oh no, that didn't happen. It was something else, Pretty much the same thing with the Rock Big Show Rumble spot from like 2001 or whatever it was. 2000.
I don't remember that. I'll be honest.
You don't remember that?
No.
Where Big Show had the Rock over his shoulders to throw him out over the top rope. Rock held onto the rope. Big Show hit the floor, but Rock's feet also touched the ground as well too, so they pretty much were eliminated at the same time. But you can't have a Rumble without a winner, so
they should have. Like, this wasn't as important, even though Penta needed to make a big statement.
They
probably shouldn't have insulted everybody's intelligence.
Camera was right on his feet as well too. You cannot deny that crap.
Yeah, they should have just, instead of insulting people's intelligence, should have called an audible there or something. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm glad Jey Uso. I'm sure all the little 16-year-olds are happy and everything.
What about why the hell is Triple H gonna throw ISHO Speed into the Rumble? Really?
They had to have some kind of. I mean, they've had Johnny Knoxville
personality.
They've had Johnny Knoxville. They gotta have their one little random ass dude get in there.
No, I'm sorry. That took a credible spot away from a more much deserving individual.
Maybe so. I mean, I thought they did that for the culture, for mainstream culture. I'm guessing. So I understand what you're saying, but I understand the appeal of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and apparently somebody said a name quite a few times at the Rumble because
Joe Hendry
he appeared.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was really good. He had some pretty good stuff in there. It was pretty cool. I wish you would add a little bit longer, but I mean, he's from TNA, so got to do your stuff and get back to TNA, until that contract runs out, buddy.
We also did have another major men's return. I know it's your favorite, your boy,
AJ Styles, baby. Oh yeah,
yep.
He came back and did pretty good. We'll talk about that later. So yeah, I was glad to see him back. Let's see hopefully he doesn't injure himself again, and we get to see him for a little while before he rides off into the sunset.
Yeah, because I mean, it's no surprise that his time and as an active competitor is slowly coming to an end.
He's gonna have a job in WWE though. He's gonna be a producer, I can promise, or a trainer at NXT, one of the two. Most likely a producer.
Yeah. But unfortunately, back to the women's Rumble winner, we do have a little bit of stale news. It was announced yesterday, breaking news, that her and her, I guess you could say now former husband, Andrade, have officially divorced. And apparently this was something that was done back in July of 2024 and then officially finalized in October
It doesn't
2024.
surprise me because they have broken up in secret, but you could tell like on Twitter they had little hints.
And a lot of people picked up on that too, because there were definite signs they were having their marital issues, as happens. And
I think they split like twice before this, I want to say.
It's possible because they noticed that Charlotte took the diamond ring emoji off of her Twitter page.
There was little hints on Twitter, I remember.
Flair stopped following Ric Flair stopped following Andrade, and it was just little stuff like that. And then it looked like they had reconciled, like they had worked out the differences. But
I think it had been about a year since they were like good, and then it came, But they were good about hiding it. I'll tell you that much. They were good about
because the fact that it was finalized back in October and we just didn't find out about it until yesterday.
Yeah, that's
so that's practically a good 3 months of in the dark.
So well, that's it is poor thing Andrade, bro. I hope that doesn't affect him in WWE. I don't know. All right, moving along so that's pretty much it for the Rumble. Are we missing anything?
No, that was pretty much it. What did everybody else who's watching this, if you caught the Rumble, what did you think of the Rumble? Did you think the Rumble should have lasted longer instead of ending like at 8 o'clock at night? Or close to 9 o'clock at night? Do you feel like I felt like they should have had at least a couple more matches? Maybe, at least one women's match,
title,
women's tag titles, or something. Even, the women's US title, the women's intercontinental title, something like that.
They've been doing this a lot lately where it's the big pay-per-views. There's only a couple matches. It's been kind of odd. There's only like 3 or 4 matches. Like I remember was it SummerSlam? It was like 4 matches. That was it. I want to say. I don't know. I don't like that. I like a good long show, not too long, but a good 6-match show. You know what I'm saying? But so it's always. I love the Royal Rumble. It's my favorite pay-per-view of the year. It's always fun. But moving along, let's get to some AEW news. So Rhea is MIA from AEW television.
Yeah, so apparently she got into a little bit of a Twitter spat with some random Joe Blow on there. She pretty much, said, I took a little bit of a hiatus from AEW due to personal reasons. It's no surprise that her and Ronnie Radke of
Falling in Reverse.
Rancid?
Falling in Reverse.
I thought it was Rancid.
No, Rancid.
Ronnie Radke?
Yeah, Falling in Reverse.
Okay. Anyways, they have split up after, I believe they were together for 6 years, something like that. Yeah. So that could be a reason why she is off TV. She's just trying to get everything situated. Her contract is up in AEW later on this year. There's rumors and speculation right now going around the Twitter X-verse that she could be WWE bound after that.
But I mean, didn't she leave WWE because they wouldn't let her wrestle? I think
she had broken her neck again, and so she was out of competition. And I thought
like the WWE wouldn't clear her to wrestle, so she left.
I thought it had to do with the whole Twitch thing, or
that also too. I'm not sure. I vaguely remember.
But more, I'm not. We just know what we hear or read about, so it could be a number of reasons as to why truthfully why she was let go from WWE. But I mean, as we've seen in the past, just because you leave the company, go to a different company, doesn't mean you can't ever come back to that original company. I mean, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Kurt Angle, essentially anybody that's jumped from WWE over to TNA wrestling in its heyday, up until about 10 years ago.
I like talent going from brand to brand. It's always surprising and fun,
Mm-hmm. So yes, she is going to be off TV for an undisclosed amount of time until she feels she's ready to go back. But we do have a little bit of exciting news. Megan Bain, who has been featured on AEW,
I had a picture for her, but I forgot to add it, so that's on me.
She has officially signed with AEW, and this is going to be something interesting to see.
She has a kind of a performance artist style, huh?
She does.
Yeah.
Everything is elaborate. I mean, you also got to think about it too. It's like that for just about everyone, in the wrestling business. You got to have some sort of.
But I've seen her costumes. I'm not really smartened up, but I've seen her. They're very elaborate costumes and very elaborate ring gear. So.
Almost like it's Egyptian.
Yeah.
Priestess or heiress or whatever the term is.
Yeah, I got that feeling from it too.
But yes, she has signed, and I would like to see her because was it just me, or she seems like she's pretty tall, isn't she?
Not that, like I said, I'm not up on her, dude, unfortunately.
Anyways, I want to see her and Camille go at it because they seem like they would put on one heck of a match.
Camille,
that's
another thing.
There's definitely lots of possibilities for.
I just thought of something for the next show. We're not going to introduce. We're not going to put it here. It's dealing with Camille.
Okay.
All right. So, congratulations to her. Good to see new women in the world of AEW, and always.
What our fans do you think AEW's kind of bloated on their women's rosters? People listening or watching, let us know. Do you feel AEW needs to kind of trim back some of the fat and start utilizing more of their homegrown original talent more, or do you like seeing them assign newer names to the promotions? Same with WWE, TNA, New Japan, doesn't matter. Let us know.
Oh yeah. Question for our next episode here. All right, moving along back to the world of the WWE Universe. Triple H, the first inductee of the 2025 WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I can't say.
Did you see the video? How this came about?
I didn't see it.
It was pretty funny. So they were at some sort of press conference. Can't remember which one, but Shawn Michaels came out, and so did Undertaker, and they were kind of playing off of each other back and forth until Shawn finally revealed that he would be the headliner and the first named brought up for this year's 2025 Hall of Fame. And then, of course, embracing a big old hug and tears and emotions. And
do you think he knew about it? He's over really. They had to work hard to keep that from him.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Because you see the video, you see the complete look of shock on his face when he finally realizes that Shawn and Undertaker are about ready to announce what they're announcing.
I can't say it's not well deserved. I mean, the dude's doing great with the company. He came from nothing after, and he was curtain jerking for a while after that incident, the curtain call. And he worked his way. Now, he did make some smart moves by marrying the boss's daughter. Hey, bro, don't hate the player, hate the game, dude. Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game.
He definitely played his hand real well.
He did. He made some moves, bro. But you can't not, bro. Like, if I had a chance to marry Stephanie McMahon, you know what I'm saying? You know, if I wasn't married now, you know, like I'd have to go get the ring real quick. I'm sorry if I was in that roster and I had the chance. But I mean, he's done a great job. I love, you know, a lot of indie talent got their look because of him, because he had a faith in, you know, the indie wrestlers. That was the big difference between him and who shall not be remained. He liked to go find college football players and try to train them. He liked to find guys that cut their teeth, you know what I'm saying, on the indies, names that we know, names that we've seen. So I really respect him, man. So congratulations.
So who do you think should be the one to induct him into the Hall of Fame?
Shawn Michaels. That's an easy.
You think?
Yeah. Who
Not
else?
Kevin Nash, not
Shawn Michaels, or
not Undertaker, not Rock, not Stone Cold. You think Shawn?
Shawn. It's most likely going to be Shawn. Or I can see
his wife.
Or I can see Stephanie.
I can see his wife.
To say. Yeah, I was about to say that too. One of those two, I would say. All right.
Yeah. So who do you think? Well, yeah, that's something we could go on. You know, on next topic. You know, we got some other things we got to cover, and and that's something that we could actually possibly come back around to. But anyways, let's move on. What do we got next?
Some heartwarming news. Batista actually helped out. You're more the one with the, I can't even remember the animal shelter.
Yeah, so Batista, probably one of the greatest WWE performers of all time. Batista is raising funds for Tabula Rasa Animal Rescue Farm.
Tabula Rasa.
Tomato, motherfucker. With a goal of $6,000. So this is a great cause, something that he's doing. You know, he's adopted a bunch of dogs, and
that's what I was saying. How many dogs
helping out at the shelter?
How many dogs has this dude got? Like, for real? Like, he I was looking for the story, and every article was him adopting a different dog. I was like, how many dogs has this guy got?
Oh yeah, he's a big believer in adopt, don't shop, and
that dude probably has about 10 dogs at his house right now.
Something, but I think he also fosters as well.
But yeah.
So, but yes, we will have the link for the fundraiser and the description of the video when this gets posted. So, if you want to help out, help support him, help support all the misplaced puppies in the world. I know he as well as the animal rescued would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, good heartwarming news. Good on him, man. I mean, he's such a huge star. He don't have to do nothing like this, but it's good to see when big celebrities
he's one of the ones that are trying to give back to the community, you know,
which is good. It's good always to see that
for good causes anyways.
Humbling. Alrighty, next up we got another story. I know you had things about this, but I wasn't able to get them all on here. It's dealing with Dustin Rhodes. He kind of had a spew about his past, you know, when he was in a dark place, dealing with addiction and stuff like that, and what he overcame as a human being. So this is close to home for me because I've been there. So
yeah, so this was an interview that he did with let me see if I could find it. I think this was just something that he posted to his Twitter page or X or Blue Sky, to his social media accounts, just pretty much explaining the dark place that he was in during his years of drugs and alcohol abuse. Pretty much, I neglected my daughter, my family, and everyone around me. I didn't care nor think I had a problem. I pawned everything I owned. This is recalling a time when he had multiple doctors and drug dealers at his disposal. His rock bottom came after a 3-day bender when his body started to shut down. quote, "My heart was hurting. I couldn't move. I have had guns to my head on several occasions and didn't care about my life or anyone's." He said one night he had a spiritual awakening, claiming God told him, "Dustin, you have had enough." Desperate for help, he asked his wife to help him call his father, Hall of Famer Dusty Rhodes, using a prepaid phone that only worked on a hill near their home. So he pretty much had to go out into the world up on top of a hill to make a phone call to his dad. He said, "I couldn't walk, so I crawled. Pouring rain, 3 o'clock in the morning. I called my dad, crying, telling him I needed help." Said by the next day, WWE's wellness department stepped in and got him to rehab. At the time, Rhodes was consuming, get this, 50 to 70 pills a day, half a gallon of vodka daily, and an 8-ball of cocaine every 2 days.
Bro, he's lucky to be alive.
He spent 8 days in detox before completing 30 days in rehab, and he never looked back.
He's not lucky to be alive. That's God that kept him alive, is what that was.
He finishes up saying, "I went to AA meetings every day for 2 years straight and worked my program to the bone to stay clean and sober."
Good on him,
But the
dude.
fact that he was in such a dark place and he owed money to so many people that he literally had guns pointing at his head. And with as much harm as he was doing to himself, that's
a hell of a redemption
miracle.
That's a hell of a redemption too on his part.
Mm-hmm.
So man,
he still posts nowadays, even though he's been sober for like 14 years. He still posts like I'm struggling today, guys. Like, but
it's
I've
always
got,
a struggle.
You know,
I mean, I'm coming from addiction, alcohol addiction. Been clean for a year in December.
Good for you.
It's a struggle. I still walk by like at the store and I see the beer and all that. Your mouth starts watering, like literally. Oh, and you get that thought and you be, oh, what? Nobody's gonna know. Just grab one, drink one. Then you know how addicts are. One will lead to two to lead to three. Then before you know it, you're on a bender. So I mean, it's very hard. Once an addict, you will always be an addict. Unfortunately, it's just how you think. And you know how they say recovering addict, you are in recovery until the day you pass on. So, but my heart goes out to him because I know how it feels. And you know.
I've had not blood, family members, but I've had family members who struggles with addiction. I have an aunt who struggles heavily with drinking, so
it's hard. It really is.
And say it was good. Unfortunately for her, she was clean and sober for a long time. But unfortunately it turned into like what you were just describing. Just one turns into two turns into three. Next thing you know,
full blown back in it.
And vodka was her drug of choice, so to say.
It's a slippery slope, so slippery that it's insane. I'm not saying I'm never gonna mess up again. I can't promise that, none of us can.
Right.
That's the thing. So, you just gotta take it day by day,
one day at a time, one step at a time. So I know he's said he's fully thankful for his family, his daughter, his grandkids, wrestling, the fans and everything like that helps keep him on the clean and sober path. And I know him getting into DDP yoga has really helped him out as well too.
That dude's an angel. DDP, that dude's an angel. But yeah, good luck to him, man. I hope he stays strong in there. It's rough, but it goes to show you, man, you can always find a way out of a dark place. Where there's a will, there's a way, and there's a light. Seek the light,
Yeah.
Not if you're like being resuscitated. Don't seek the light. But let's move on. Next up,
we got a little bit of, I think this is like one of our one of our second to last ones, right? We got something about Drew McIntyre.
Yep. That's our next one, our second to last story of the night, of the evening. Apparently we had some a bit of controversy going on in that ring during that Rumble.
Yeah, apparently, and it wasn't just Drew who was pretty upset about it.
I heard
Drew was one of the only ones, it seems like, to go back to gorilla position.
I want to say I heard AJ was upset too.
Throw a storm.
I want to say I heard AJ was upset too, or am I wrong?
It's possible. I do know that others were upset about what happened, but as far as I know, Drew was the only one who was swearing and throwing shit around because he was that livid. And apparently it's due to because a wrestler who entered the Rumble had to get in all of his movesets, which caused a mass confusion in the ring.
That I guess ended in a chain of events that ended him getting eliminated, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I'm not gonna lie, my first thought was Logan Paul, because I could see that being him coming in to just kind of take over and be a showboat.
Like him or hate him, but he's such an outsider. I could not see him wanting to like rock the boat as much as we see of him not wanting to rock the boat with the other wrestlers because he's an outsider. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah, no. I get what you're saying, but I'm not gonna, I can imagine that
you wanted it to be him, bro. So get out of here with that bullshit.
No, I legit thought it was him because all we see of him is just being this arrogant prick.
Yeah, but how much of that is real and fake? I mean, I know like he has made some pretty shitty decisions, especially with his fans in crypto. But I like I said, in this world, he knows that I am an outsider. I'm in their world. Let me not mess up their shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So apparently, word of the name that came out been confirmed by multiple sources, not just the sports sites, but also people involved in the Rumble. Was that person was unfortunately Mr. L.A. Knight?
Yeah. But I hate to hear that. I've heard that he did some of the kind of this stuff back in the TNA days and stuff. I did hear he was kind of prone to, I don't know, really wanting to get himself out there. But this is not the time to do that. And I did, before you told me this about the LA Knight part, I said, oh man, you know who's kind of falling off a little bit? LA Knight. Like, and it's like, it's not that it's his fault, but he's kind of, because like, what was it, last year, like at the beginning of the year, he was
title.
Yeah, last year, at the beginning of the year, he had like rockets strapped to his boots and he was going. And then it seems like he's done stalled out now. So it wouldn't surprise me.
Ever since he beat Logan Paul for that U.S. title and then dropped that U.S. title to Shinsuke Nakamura, he's kind of been on a whirlwind.
And if he did this ain't gonna help him. And we're gonna see him on Speed or something pretty soon. Or
because in certain instances, it's okay to what's known as go into business for yourself. Unfortunately,
not during a big choreographed match like this. Not in a big production like this that everybody has their part to play, you know? So, well, that. And I mean, if that ended in him getting eliminated early, I'd be pretty upset too if I were Drew. So I don't know if I'd be throwing things and cussing. I'd probably just go straight to LA. What are you doing, bro? You know how bad you screwed, you know what I mean? I don't know. I wouldn't rage, but you know, I like if I saw this big son of a gun raging, bro, I'd be backing up, getting my 50 feet. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, hey, let him cool down. Let him cool down. Nobody get close. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see what happens if it was LA Knight. If we see him getting beat by I don't like to talk about it. If we see him curtain jerking, we'll know.
Counting the light.
Yeah, we'll know. Or if we see him on Speed for a while, we'll know. So Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, that's stale news, but no telling. We don't really know what went on back there. So
Again, yeah. What about people watching, listening? What do they think? Do you think it was justified for Drew to react the way he did due to the catastrophe caused by LA Knight in the Rumble? Let us know below.
all right, our last story of the night is a local one. We got Mr. Brick
Yeah.
Savage.
So, just this past Sunday, Baracho Pro had their second anniversary. Blood, Sweat, and Beers 2. This was their first show to kick off 2025, and as you know, as has been shown in past videos and my past interviews with both Bradley Mann, co-owner of Baracho Pro, and Brick Savage, the Baracho Pro's World Heavyweight Champion, there was a lot on the line for Bradley to try to dethrone Brick, and with the outside efforts of O'Shea Edwards, the big kaiju. Unfortunately, O'Shea came up short and Brick retained. However, there is a little bit of more drama to it, as after the match, Brick attacked a fan in the crowd after the match was over and busted him open.
I love it. I love it. That's some good shit there.
So yeah, so this is definitely something to kind of be a little bit worried about for the fans. Baracho Pro,
Nobody's safe.
Exactly, nobody's safe.
When Mr. Brick is in the ring.
Yep, when Brick Savage is in the presence. So this is definitely gonna be something. What's next for Brick? What is to come of the fan who was unmercifully attacked at the show? What is Bradley Mann gonna do to try to dethrone a Brick Savage? We do know that he does have an opponent coming up for a cage match by the name of Pac Ortega. So that is to be determined when that match will actually take place. They did announce that their next show will be Stone Cold Steve Austin Day 316 at Pinballs. So it is 316 Don't Trust Anybody, brought on by Baracho Pro Wrestling.
Cool deal, man. Good to hear about some good old Texas wrestling.
Yep. So again, everybody who watches this, let us know. Come out to a Baracho Pro show, man. Go out and get you some indie wrestling in your life. Inspire has actually 2 promotions underneath their belt now. You got regular Inspire, and then you have Inspire Texas, I believe, is the new banner underneath the Inspire name of pro wrestling here in Austin. God, you got 360 Wrestling up there in Temple. You've got Hot Wrestling in Waco. You got Metroplex Wrestling in Waco. You've got United 210 down in San Antonio. RCW in San Antonio. So there is definitely no reason why anybody watching should not be going out to a wrestling show, man. Support all these promotions that are there to put on great shows for everybody in attendance, man.
Great shows. So, well, that's it for tonight, y'all. I know you got some stuff to do.
We got a little bit of extra time, not too much, but my question, what I was going to ask you was, who do you think the next person to be announced?
I was scared you're going to ask that because that's going to make me start thinking hard. And I'm done thinking for today.
You're done thinking? I understand that.
Let's see. But I still got to go cook, so that requires a little thinking. But ICP.
Well, that's every year. All the juggalos are clamoring to get ICP in the Hall of Fame. China needs her own spot in the Hall of Fame, not just as a member of DX. China needs her own spot in the Hall of Fame.
I wouldn't think this would be a good year to do it, though. This wouldn't be a good year to do it, but you are right. Maybe, hopefully next year, but this would not be the year for that. So I can't. Because there's so many inductees. Are the Steiners in it yet?
I think last year.
Last year? Really?
I believe last year. Last year or the year before. But I believe they are.
I can't remember all the inductees. That's something I don't remember.
I mean, they've been doing this Hall of Fame thing for...
No, I'm talking about last year.
For almost 20 years now, you know, so...
It's hard to say because I could say one and they've been inducted back in 2003 or some shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's hard for me to say.
Oh,
so.
I do have a question. We are in the month of February. Do you have a wrestler of the month? Remember what we did last year for?
Yeah,
Black
I do.
History
I can
Month?
think of a couple. For Black History.
You want to say that for the next show?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We can make a whole thing out of it. Have a picture up there or something.
Yes, definitely. Probably do a little bit more of a bio on him for the next show. So that's a good jump off point to wrap us up to go into the next show.
I'm gonna go classic.
Okay, go classic. Keep
I'll
it
give
in
you
your
a
pants
hint.
for the next show. All right.
Louisiana born, baby. Cajun born. Louisiana born. All right. So that's it for the night. Thank you guys. Comment, subscribe.
Comment, subscribe, let us know.
Thumbs up. You know, call us turds if you want. I don't give a crap as long as you're watching. So for SP, I am Dropkick Zombie. Good night, everybody. Burr, 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 burr.
We two loony guys catching eyes with a hype, talking pro wrestling, making all the fans unite. In the ring we swing like a rhyme-making machine with moves so mean, leaving opponents in a dream. You're rocking the mic, flowing tight like a rap.